Let's begin. Close your eyes. Take a deep, full breath all the way in and all the way out. Let my words be your focal point. Let the other distractions fade away. Breathe. Notice the sound of your breath. Notice the movement of your chest. Good. I want you to imagine a small meadow surrounded by trees. In this meadow has very tall grass, wildflowers mixed in, and a pathway that goes right down the center. This will always be our starting place, this meadow. I want you to build this meadow in your mind. Become familiar with it. Become comfortable with it. Make it an old friend. As you start to walk down the pathway, you feel the dirt supporting each step. Maybe your arms are outstretched, your fingertips touching the tips of the grass. There's no need to rush. Just slowly making your way down the path, taking in everything the meadow has to offer. Admiring the trees around the border, the sun on your face, the soft breeze just kissing your skin. Take another full, deep breath for me, all the way in and all the way out. There's nothing to force on this journey. There's nothing to control or make up as you go along. I want you to simply be a passenger, allowing my words to guide you. Good. Breathe. Notice the sound. Notice your chest move. Be present in the moment. We've almost made it all the way across the field, taking our time, enjoying the surroundings. Very good. Now I want you to find a spot in the meadow and just sit as you're sitting right now. Be present in where you're sitting, the grass all around you, the soil underneath, the trees surrounding the meadow, the way you wiggle your toes into the soil, the grass sticking between your toes. Good. Now take a full, deep breath all the way in and all the way out. Now I want you to tilt your head up towards the sky. Close your eyes. Feel the sun shining on your face, the heat on your skin. Such a beautiful feeling. I'm going to take you into the space where dream and imagination exists. I want you to imagine your future. It doesn't matter what you imagine or think. It doesn't even matter if it's right or wrong. Just pick a point. Imagine everything around that day you possibly can. Have some fun with it. Maybe it's an upcoming event. Maybe it's something that's stressing you out. Or maybe it's just a random day. I'm going to give you a moment. And I just want you to play with it like a toy. See everything you possibly can see in that moment. Very good. Now imagine if I unlocked your entire future. Would you look a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? How far would you want to know? Would you try to see everything? Would you try to see nothing? See, after a while, once you've seen everything there is to see, there's no longer anything to dream about. And then inevitably, you come back to this very moment. And you start to dream about the current moment. You start to realize that your imagination and creation is only in the present moment. The now. You spend so much time looking forward and worrying about what might come. You spend so much energy trying to prepare the right answer or the right reaction. All of this becomes worthless until that moment becomes the present. All of that is stress and anxiety. A truly self-created mentality. Because when those moments come, they're rarely as we think they are. The fear of an event is generally much worse than the event. Now the funny part is once the event is over, you just don't seem to have the same anxiety that you did before the event. It all just seems to melt away. Let that remind you that becomes very unserving to you, to create extra emotion, extra energy, extra stress, to put on top of the event that makes that event bigger, rather than keeping yourself centered in the moment, centered in the now, and just dealing with the event. Let that lighten you. Letting that soak deep inside you. And understand most of the anxiety, most of the stress is created by yourself. Now, this is not something to beat yourself up with. merely just to understand, just between me and you. Understand it. Be safe with that knowledge. Use it as a tool so you recognize it happening. And then step back out of it. Let's take a full, deep breath. All the way in and all the way out. Good. And I'd like to give you a few minutes, and I want you to try this. I want you to dream about now. I want you to imagine now. I want you to think about everything around this moment, around you. I want you to start with your physical body, position, breathing, sensation, feeling. And then I want you to move to emotion. How do you feel? Good or bad? Dive down deep into everything that you're feeling. And then I want you to move to who you are in this moment. Your qualities, your strengths, your weaknesses, all of it. Don't shy away from the weaknesses, and don't get cocky about the strengths. They are merely qualities. In this 2 minutes, explore everything you can about now, about you, who you are, what you feel. And I'll rejoin you in a moment. Begin. Very good. Now, no doubt, if you took advantage of this opportunity, you may have made a few discoveries, both positive and negative, from your point of view. But from my point of view, there is no negative in self-discovery. Even the weaknesses, even the things that you trouble with, those are merely starting points to either appreciate or heal. Enjoy the parts where you feel lacking in yourself. Sounds a bit odd, doesn't it? And that's okay. But understand the pieces that you feel are missing from you are also the pieces that complete you with other relationships. Whether it's a lover, a friend, a companion, even some work relationships. You will always gravitate to the people that have the strengths that opposite your weaknesses. Allowing yourself that connection. Allowing yourself to be strengthened. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to be very clear about this. Being alone does not make you weaker. But being surrounded by people that you connect to does make you stronger. It does make you more. Because at the end of the day, you cannot become weaker. You are yourself. The only place you can go is up. The only thing you can become is stronger. Good. I can see it starting to make sense to you. Now, what shall we do with this newfound knowledge? How are we going to put these tools to work? In a moment, I'm going to give you a full 5 minutes so you can play around with what you want this to mean to you, how you want to use this moving forward. But it takes time and it takes practice. Moving that thought from the creative part of your mind, from that imagination into dream, bringing it forward into the focus part of your mind, where it becomes intent, takes practice, takes effort. So for the next 5 minutes, I want you to go slow with this. Bring an idea forward one at a time. Focus on it, analyze it, and figure out how you want to use it, how you choose to use it. In between the ideas, I want you to be comfortable with the silence. Just listen to the music. Don't rush. Let the ideas come forward when you're ready for them. Even if you only work on one idea in the 5 minutes, that's okay. If you work on more, that's okay. Take your time. Treat yourself with love and patience. Good. And most of all, enjoy. Very good. Now in your mind, in the field, I want you to stretch. See your body stretching just like you finished a long workout. Rise up from the ground. Enjoy the sunshine on your face and the trees around you. Recenter yourself in the meadow. You have done some amazing work here today. Take a moment and enjoy it. Even if you feel like there's a lot of work ahead of you, or you feel a little stressed, that it seems insurmountable, I want you to try to enjoy that too, because now you have a starting place. And if you are excited to try out some of these lessons, equally as exciting, take one last stretch and one last deep, full breath, all the way in and all the way out. Now, before we make our way back to where we began at the beginning of the field, I want to take the time and thank you for joining me on this journey. Feel free to return to this little meadow of ours anytime you need to. When you're ready, take one final deep breath all the way in and all the way out. The music will continue to play for a little while. Take your time. There's no rush. But when you're ready, open your eyes.